Now I'm going to assume a lot of you have heard of knockoff consoles before, because they're kind of a common thing that you see in malls and, well, flea markets and places like that. More often than not, they're a controller, just standalone. The controller plugs up straight to your TV and claims to have hundreds and hundreds of games. And a lot of them exist that kind of look like old Nintendo graphics, just worse. And in some cases, the 100 games that they're including aren't actually games from the Nintendo or Sega Master System, but they're actually games that are just made up and bad, without any real concept of design or really anything that would make a game worthwhile. These products are designed to be sold in places really quick and for really cheap. Ladies and gentlemen, today you're going to be seeing the worst video game console I own, the Wireless 60. The Wireless 60 claims to have 2 wireless controllers in the box, and it does, but they're nothing like the controllers you're used to with other consoles that are wireless. See, the Wii, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, they use technologies like Bluetooth, which are great because they're accurate and they're fast. But the Wireless 60 uses infrared technology on the sides of the controller, and on the top, and on the back. That infrared technology is very similar to, well, remote controls for your TV. While it does work, it's hardly accurate, and more often than not, you're going to be missing connections. And whenever you need to do something in a game, and the game doesn't accurately respond to you at the same time you put in the command, that can lead to frustrating games, like this one.
Baseball! The first of 12 sports titles, which, by the way, are the only 12 games to use motion sensing technology built into the controller. While I say motion sensing, it's really nothing but shaking the controller and having it register as a button being pressed. None of these games actually sense the motion of your hand like the Nintendo Wii or PlayStation Move controllers. No, what it's doing here is giving you an on-screen prompt to shake your controller when it's appropriate. A big problem with the 12 sports games is that, well, they all want you to move the controller, so you better hope you're not moving the controller out of the sight of the IR sensor on the console, because if you do, it doesn't know if you're pushing any buttons or moving the damn thing. But I digress. Back to baseball. The game is plain, very few options, and doesn't serve up any real interesting variations on the game. Imagine a baseball game that can only interact with you by mindlessly swinging the controller. That's exactly what this is. The bar to the right shows you how much power you have, and when you land on one of the 3 colors, it will give you a stronger throw or allow you to hit with the baseball bat. The damn bar is used in almost all of the sports games, but changes the meaning of the colors from game to game. Green might be good to hit the ball, but red might be better to pitch. It's just stupid and it sucks. Basketball. The same idea. Power bar to the right. But the sound effects are so horrible that it sounds like a small nuclear explosion every time you score. Once you figure out how to score, you basically can never lose. Boxing. Not even a fraction of what the Wii Sports variation is like. Clunky, slow, and completely inaccurate. The game is also home to some of the most uninterested voice actors ever. Bowling. Just like boxing, not even close to what Wii Sports offers. Oh, and hello again, Power Bar. I see you're here to haunt me once more. While the Wii Remote can sense when you're shifting the controller slightly to give you a little bit of a spin on your bowling ball, the Wireless 60 has no way to do that, so it's crap. Fishing! Haha! No. Darts. Hard to lose this one. They built in some kind of timer that automatically shifts your crosshair after a couple of minutes into some random direction. Completely pointless, because you can just slide it back into place effortlessly. Tennis! Once again, nothing like Wii Sports. There is no way for the console to know the power of a hit. The controller is just not that sophisticated. In fact, the only way they could make this worse is by, cloning the game to pad out the number of total sports games they have built into the console, but they wouldn't have done... Oh. Ping pong? It's the same f***ing game, but they put a table in front of you. Oh, for f***'s sakes. Golf. Isometric perspective golf. Not even in my nightmares would I willingly play this game again. Pool. Fantastabad. That's a new word I just made up to describe this game. It just doesn't work at all. It's nearly impossible to aim. The pool table in Duke Nukem 3D is 1,000 times better, and that damn thing wasn't even the focus of that level. Dancing. F*** off. SeaWorld. Yup, that's a sports game apparently. Chucking food at wildlife in the water. Our friend the Power Bar makes a return again, just f*** with me once more. I can't even understand why they thought this was a sport. I mean, God, who's keeping the score? The magic green octopus who randomly shows up for no reason?
Now, a funny little thing that I actually noticed was on the back of the box. It's got to be one of the greatest warnings ever for buying a system. It says it right on the back, right here. Dear valued customer, please note, if you're looking to purchase or own an Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Wii, or equivalent, this product does not compare or compete with these technologies. Wireless 60 is a family entertainment console great for ages 5 and up. Well, at least they're honest about it.
But honesty isn't going to save them from having to put me through playing these next 48 games. First up is Auto X, a racing game where you race on the world's longest and narrowest beach while a pirate ship sails around you. You can't tell in the video, but due to the design of the game, you don't actually have to turn on corners of the track. Nope, it sort of just does it for you, as if the game isn't aware that the track had turns at all. All you really do here is just avoid obstacles. Very, very boring. Deep Storm, a Space Harrier-like game. It has you firing at oncoming enemies, but unlike Space Harrier, your bullets are the size of tiny little peas, and coupled with horrible hit detection, this game is a struggle to play. Okay, and for this next one, let's play the music for this game first. Okay, what game do you think that is?
Balloon Fight. Is it Balloon Fight? I think it's Balloon Fight.
You're correct!
Yay!
But in the Wireless 60 world, you're wrong.
Oh.
Dream Bubble. Using the music from Balloon Fight, the sounds of Bust-A-Move, and ripping off the entire game design of Tetris, this is hands down the worst implementation of Tetris ever made. Why, you might ask? Well, the controls are terrible. You will find yourself in situations where you could have easily cleared a row in regular Tetris, but due to the controls' poor response on this f***ing console, you will lose. Firefighter. It's like Breakout. In fact, it is Breakout, but with a firefighter bouncing on a trampoline. The concept isn't bad, but its execution is just wrong. It's hard to control, and it gets super repetitive after a while. Hero Legend. Look everyone, it's Link from The Legend of Zelda in a Snow Brothers ripoff. Terrible controls, terrible hit detection, and it gets super boring after the second stage. Jewel Fever 2. That's right kids, you don't get Jewel Fever 1 in this collection, they jump straight to the sequel. And what is it like? Sorta Bust-A-Move-ish with a pirate that looks like he might be Mario with an eye patch on. Yup. Mr. Onion, one of the few games with a title screen. Apparently in this game, Pac-Man with a comb-over has to save a cross-dressing Kirby from the clutches of snails and evil eggs. While the game is one of the more playable from the set, it quickly becomes unfair with enemies that respawn seconds after you take them out. The Lost World. It's Frogger. Really, it is. Miniaturized Bill Riser from Contra runs up the stage avoiding obstacles while he reaches everyone's favorite Frogger stage. This game is easily the most repetitive of the lot. You have to complete each level 5 times before advancing to the next stage. Nothing changes each time you complete a level either. It just makes you do it again and again until you have every character in each gate. Boring. Totally jet. Hey, remember when we were talking about Auto X earlier on? Yeah, this is the same game with worse controls and different textures. Brilliant. Pop Ball. Hey, look everyone, it's Ness from Earthbound. Wow, I guess I need to apologize to Nintendo. They didn't forget about you at all, they just licensed you off to be in some terrible game where you pop balls. And that's it folks, you just pop balls. All day long. Go-Kart. A poor man's RC Pro-Am. 3 tracks, but terrible controls, and no other racers. Super boring. Sudoku. You know, that number puzzle game everyone liked? Yeah, it's on here, with a bad interface. Lightning Plan. Ah, Lightning Plan. This title gave me hope, because for a few brief minutes, this felt like a decent shoot-'em-up. But once you get to the desert area, the flaws of overly armored enemies become too much to bear. It takes way too long to shoot down some of these larger enemies, and they don't really serve any good attacks. It just has no flow, no feel of consistency. Plus, I'm pretty certain that this is just a ripoff of a game that already exists, and has probably done it better. So, there. Find pairs. Like the title says, you find pairs of things. It's like that matchup card game from Super Mario Bros. 3, only never-ending and with colors and shapes that don't really stand out in any interesting way. Rapid Stream. I'll let the footage speak for itself. Finger dancing. It's like DDR, but a set of levels where you jump from platform to platform inputting directions and button presses. It's not really bad. Kind of interesting, actually. In fact, I think this is one of the better games of the... Oh. Joy, it crashed. Next! Slot machines. Take yourself out of the grimy pits of a government-run casino and hop on into a mindlessly boring variation of a slot machine. As a side note, did you know that there's a Back to the Future video slot machine where Christopher Lloyd reprises his role as Doc Brown? Seriously, it's a real thing. I always wanted to play that. I imagine it's way better than this. Also, let's get this next batch out of the way all at once. Texas Hold'em, Blackjack, Video Poker, Caribbean Stud, and Free Craps. They're all casino games, and they're all pretty much done the exact same way. I suppose the best thing you could say about these games is that they're all competent? They work, but their interfaces are messy. Jewel Master 2, or as we in the gaming world would like to call it, columns. It works well, I guess, but as pretty much all the other games I've talked about so far, the controls work against you. Motor Rally 2. Hey, remember that Totally Jet game that was just a clone of Auto X? It's here again! That makes 3 games that play almost exactly the same with variations on textures. Why did they even bother? Speedrunner. Imagine the worst controls ever in a top-down perspective racer that is similar to Micro Machines. That is exactly what this would be. Also, spoiler, you'll never beat your opponent in this because he's way too fast and drives with absolute perfection every single time. Dragon. It's a platforming game where you sorta jump from one base to another. Your attack doubles as a platform you can jump on briefly before it flies away. Not bad, but plagued by repetition and provides no real challenge. Treasure Hunt. Collect treasure. Walk around a stage. Done. Ice Climber. Well, this is awkward. It's almost a near-perfect clone of Nintendo's original NES game with the very same title. Only it's way more difficult to play, and functionally challenged in its design. Jumping to the next platform will make you scream bloody murder every single time. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. Cooking Chaos. Look, I don't know, you're a cat-dog combo catching cherries with a cupcake that are being tossed down by 2 bluebirds in a hammock. I can't even... I just don't know. Starry Night. I always thought Flounder from The Little Mermaid deserved his own game, and he got it, and it's terrible. You only push one button, that's it, and it makes you swim higher. You just avoid objects. For eternity. Forever and ever. Potion Commotion. This is just a seriously bad Breakout clone with a seahorse instead of a ball. Loco Coconuts. Huey, Dewey, and Louie are tigers now, for some reason, and they're playing a game of throw the coconut in a barrel with a kangaroo in a crate that is floating in the air with a balloon. Whatever. It's that basketball game from earlier, but sideways. Surf Adventure. I can't even begin to understand what the point of this game was, but the pirate from Jewel Fever 2 is taller and rides by you every so often. So, that's a thing. Egg Collector. Collect eggs. Do it before they hit the ground. Done. Boring. Find the Way. It's a dog running through a stage with a baby on its back, and if the baby falls off, it grows wings and the dog has to catch it again. Terrible, terrible game. Go Smile? What? It's like Pac-Man, but you're a centipede or a worm or a snake or something that exists. It's just impossible to play with such unresponsive controls. I don't understand. Magic Jelly sucks. This game just sucks. I hate it. It's a poor-ass excuse for a game. It takes practically forever to clear the first stage from poor design and functionality, and your character never stops hopping, ever. They just jump off the edge of the map if you don't stop them. Pinball Fish. It's another Breakout clone. Dear God. Bomb Jump. Another Breakout clone. Another one. Again. Zippy Frogger. Nothing to do with Frogger. Amazing. But what kind of game is it? I have no idea. You eat bugs or something. It's terrible. Next. Crazy Addition. Do you even expect me to be able to use my brain at this point after Magic Jelly? Really? No. Bad interface. I don't even care. It's a bad game. Next. Defense Mission. It's a game where you attack people on a stage until enemies stop spawning. It's just a waste of time after you kill the first 5 enemies, and it just repeats until you clear the stage for a new one that only slightly looks different. Bomb Hero. It's Bomberman, and they didn't even change the music. In fact, most of the enemies I'm pretty sure are the same. I actually like Bomberman. This is a pretty decent clone, but it never changes. You play the same stage forever. It's just lazy. Ballroom Bonanza. Wonderful. It's one of those popular gem-matching puzzle games that are so unique and have never been done before. God, is that Lucifer, the cat from Cinderella? Why did they... Never mind. Next. Milk Mania. You collect milk. Next. Puzzle Pop. I'm sure I have played this before at some point, but I don't even care anymore. It's super boring and completely repetitive. Pearls. It's that flounder game again. Next. Hide and Seek. Yeah, it's just the old cup and ball game. Bravo! You changed the cup and ball game with a haystack and put a sheep in it. You reinvented the genre. You know what, Wireless 60? I'm gonna give you this one. Just one. Here you go. This game right here, this one's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It might be boring, but after you finish enough levels, it actually finishes. It doesn't even continue on forever. You know what? Fine. This is a good game. You did one good game out of 60. One good game. And you know what? That's it. All 60 games, all of them in this tiny little box. That's all this thing has to offer, and not a single thing more. I'm no stranger to bad games. But I am pretty confident that this is the worst console I've ever played, and it has some of the worst games I've ever played. So, yeah, don't buy it. If you ever see it in a store, avoid it. And if you see some mom or dad picking it up and they've got like a young kid with them, tell them that this is a bad console. Don't hide it. Just inform them. Be a good consumer. Teach other people to never play this console, because holy shit, is it bad.